do this. It's like the slide. It's like,
a slide.
Hey, hey. Hello, 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 hello. Kenny Lattimore is officially in. Oh, Sasa. Umefundishwa means you've been taught.
Yeah.
Sasa. Oh, welcome to the studio, Kenny Lattimore. How long ago did that song come out?
1996.
Okay, so you.
That's a long time.
That's a long time ago. So you, Pharrell, Kobe, I don't know who else. You need to tell us the secrets. This juice needs to be sold all over the world.
We'll never tell.
What, what do you do? What do you guys do? How do you say the same? Like that video looks like.
Wow.
This Kenny.
That's a blessing from God. I think it's my genes, you know, the DNA from my father and my mother. So something to that degree.
Oh wow. Well, welcome to the motherland.
Thank you.
So what have you been taught? I know in your promo video you had spoken a bit of Swahili. So now you've learned Sasa. What else have you learned?
Asante.
Good.
When I'm out saying thank you to everyone.
Yes.
And but those are pretty much my words.
The two
Yes.
to go to. Mapenzi.
Mapenzi is
love.
Mapenzi.
Which is what you sing about.
Yes, I sing all about mapenzi.
Yes.
So
that's mimi ni Kenny Lattimore. Napenda mapenzi. Napenda means I love. So napenda mapenzi. Yes.
Napenda mapenzi.
There you go. You're going to nail it tomorrow.
I love it.
You are welcome though. It's really good to have you.
I'm excited about tomorrow. And get your tickets. If you don't have your tickets, get your tickets. Come out and have this experience with us. It's going to be pretty amazing.
It's going to be incredible. He came with his entire band.
Yeah.
Listen, he came out to ensure that this event is going to be nothing but spectacular. Right. So of course NTV are sponsors, and Kenny Lattimore is in Nairobi, all thanks to NRG Radio, whom we have to thank for you to come through. Carrie Hilson is your friend.
Yeah,
she was here just the other day. Did she tell you anything about Kenya?
She says she comes here all the time.
Okay.
And we were just kind of chopping it up because in the U.S. they're like, well, do we get shots? Do we do this? Do we eat that? Do we? Everybody goes through that whole thing.
Yeah, but they think they're coming to get Ebola.
Sometimes that. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yes.
But she was like, no, I come here all the time, and I saw some of her social media, and looks very exciting. Everything that she did. So.
You've been to different countries: Lesotho, South Africa, Lagos, Ghana. Why did it take you so long to come to Kenya?
I don't know. I think it's all about who you know and the right promoters and people that will bring you in. So we can't just decide, you know what, I'm going to go to such and such country and I'm going to do a show. Generally, it's about connecting with the right people who know how to put the show together, the right places, how to connect to the people. Yeah.
So you said two things in an interview that you did earlier when you were here in Nairobi. You said that one, Africa is it's a better market for your music than America.
Absolutely.
And then two, you said you find Africans to be incredibly intelligent and very smart when it comes to life and politics.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Africans are more aware of history. At least in my experiences and in my conversations, they've been elevated. The multiplicity of languages and cultures and things are far more rich here, where in America, for Black Americans or African Americans, we are isolated and taught to hate ourselves and a lot of things in very subtle ways that other people outside of our community don't always understand. But when you think about how we arrived in America, that alone has been devastating, I think, in terms of us feeling good about who we are, because we don't know who we are. We don't know how to trace. Thank God for what is the DNA, African American, yes, that now you can trace back. But many have been so brainwashed that we were taught not to want to be associated with Africa.
Yeah, did you see the other day, so Trevor Noah was doing this piece and, so he said African American, no, he didn't say African, he said Black French footballers. Did you see that? It trended for a long time. They were like, we're not Black, we are French. And he said it's okay to be Black and to still be French at the same time.
But culture is what people identify with more than color. So I understand what he was saying, but from an American standpoint, the only thing that we have to unify us is the color of our skin. And it's really because everyone comes from diverse backgrounds, but it's the same reason why it's not easy to necessarily unify Americans that are Black.
Okay. All right. Now, you said we're intelligent when it comes to our politics. I don't know if you've seen some of the leaders we vote in, but it's okay. I'm going to let that one pass. So let's talk about That's your mother.
Oh yeah,
Your mom.
she was
Always
my
one-
visionary, and she was my manager, and she was everything in the beginning of my career. She discovered that I could sing.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course she did, because she brought you up, right?
Yeah.
So she was your first fan,
Yeah,
and
my
she
first
always
fan.
wanted to come to Africa. Do you
She
feel like
did.
you're fulfilling her dream in a way?
I totally feel like I have fulfilled her dream and love for the country, for the people, for the continent, really, and the people. And I arrived here like a king, you know, being celebrated because of music, which is so beautiful. She would have been completely beside herself.
Oh.
She would have loved it.
And you know, she was an educator.
Yes.
All right. Just like you said, you wanted to sing. Was she? I mean, how was that like?
Well, being an educator, the first thing that she said is, would you like to take voice lessons? I was like, voice lessons? What is voice lessons? But I learned how to sing in the correct manner and sustain notes, and there's lots of technique that goes into singing that's generally based on the foundation of classical music. So I got all involved in that and loved it, and because I was passionate about it, something about your own passion and vision that drives other people to be passionate about your passion and vision.
Yes, that is because they can see it.
They can see it, they
Yeah.
identify, and they see your excitement, so people will invest in your excitement for what you do.
Now, you loved Stevie. Well, you still love Stevie
yeah.
Wonder, right?
That's right.
Have you watched the Quincy documentary?
I was going to watch it last night.
have
That is so
to.
amazing. No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my God, it is life-changing. If you watch it.
And I was just with him not too long ago, and with Stevie Wonder. We attributed him for a foundation about last year. I don't think it's been a full year yet.
Yeah.
But that
It's
was
amazing.
amazing to be in front of him and to go up to Quincy
Was that the
Jones
first
and
time
say,
that
"Oh
you
my
met
gosh."
him?
I think I had seen him. I had met him once before
Okay.
casually, but to go up to a Quincy Jones and say, "Oh my gosh, I'm a fan," and for him to say, "No, I'm a fan of yours," or and have that embrace is.
It was
It's pretty
too much.
unbelievable.
You have to watch it tonight, right after the show.
I will.
That's what you need to go and do. It is incredible. It talks about how successful people are not successful by chance.
That's
like
right.
they really, really work hard and they dream about these things and they're very passionate and very driven. And he always wanted to be the first black person to do everything in production.
Wow.
It's intense.
And he
You have
did
to
it.
watch
He
it.
did it.
So a lot of artists, you know, they start in gospel music. Did
Yes.
you have your start like at the church or how was yours?
Mine was really R&B. My family, I didn't grow up completely with the tradition of going to church. It came a little later in my teen years, and it was more of a choice of mine. And when I started singing gospel, it was funny because coming from classical singing, I remember the runs and the riffs and the power and the growling, and I was like, how do I do that? So I had to really listen and embrace that. It's like a culture, another cultural kind of thing. So I learned quite a bit about gospel music, and now I can kind of hang in there with everybody. But I remember feeling like, how do you do this kind of run? And it was pretty incredible. I also worked with Charlie Wilson when I first started, and he was from gospel. So we would get in the studio, and this is before my solo career, because I had record deals with bands and groups earlier than my solo career. And he had me in the studio, and he said, "Okay, Kenny, I want you to sing." And I would be like, whoa. I couldn't figure out how to do what he was doing. So it was pretty intimidating. But Charlie Wilson was one who, from the Gap Band, he affirmed me as a singer, and it made me embrace even more of that side of it because I knew he came from gospel as well.
Yeah. Now, just hearing him do that, by the way, what we need to do is kind of give me a script. We're going to have you just sing the news. If we're going to get a script with the news.
That was Charlie's style.
So we're going to get a script, whatever script that is. What is that script? We're going to get a script, and then you're going to have to sing the news,
okay,
right?
We're gonna sing the news.
You're going to sing the news. So do we have that? Great. Bring it.
Okay, is it going to come up
Whatever
there?
it
Or
is.
sing it right?
Whoever,
Read it here.
Thank you
Okay,
very
we're gonna
much.
read it here. All right, let's see.
Is that Swahili news? Oh, no. Okay, wait. Go. So you'll sing. 1, 2, 3, go.
When the story of the MPS began bright, for a little as 10,000 shillings to shoot down the sugar report figure, not even to get out and meet the chopping board on Baringo. All the accused members of Parliament denied allegations Well, this week, Kimbaru Women Representative. I can't even say her name. But
So we bought a chopping board for 20,000 shillings, and you were saying we're smart. I'm intelligent when it comes to politics. Hey, Kevin, that's right. And you have laid
But you know, when you do something, I
Exactly.
think you know what you're doing.
That is true.
Regardless of whether it is the best move or not, you know what you're doing.
You know what you're doing.
We in America close our eyes a lot of times and we say we don't want to know.
Yeah.
We just want to live in a fantasy and dream about money and being entitled and things happening for us, as opposed to participating and being a part of, you know, whatever the process is. That's the way I view us.
Yes.
So with my son, I try to teach my son to not feel entitled, not feel like anything belongs to him, but go out and work, learn, educate, and understand. So.
Which is very, very important. We're going to talk about your son in a bit. However, the evolution of R&B,
Yes.
which is something that we have to touch on.
Yeah.
You know, so it started at some point, well, you know, in my age group, it started off with boy bands.
Yes.
And then it went off to like strong solo artists such as yourself and, you know, the likes of Erica Benet. And then we went to like some neo-soul with, you know, Anthony Hamilton. And like, it just went on. And now we have trap soul.
Yeah.
So we have, you know, just really interesting sound fused with hip-hop.
Definitely.
What are your thoughts about it? Because we feel like, you know, there's a huge shift.
But I think it's great. I think the problem is in our media, we don't allow every part of us to be exposed, because there's still incredible R&B being made, there's trap being made that's very popular, and hip hop being made that's very popular. There is soul music like Anthony Hamilton is popular, but it's about the music being exposed to the correct audience, because all of the audiences and people that love it are standing there waiting for the next thing to come out. But sometimes the media will choose one genre and say, this is the genre we're promoting, it's only going to be hip-hop right now. So then it's not that the R&B is dead or that the soul music is dead, it's just not being given to the people. You have to search for it more. And generally those that are older are not as savvy with the internet.
That's true.
And so they're not searching for music because they're not used to searching for music that way. They may search for news and other types of content, but the kids will be like, oh yeah, you're not on Tidal and Spotify, and it's like, what is that? Because they're not used to looking for it in that place.
That is true. Oh, Apple Music and
Apple
this
Music,
and
yeah.
that. Have you not bought, you know, this album and this? Because people are used to buying
We
records.
Yeah, and we
right?
still wanted to get a CD and read the credits. We're into the production and the process still, and the kids might be into it a little bit, but they haven't been, or that particular part of it has not been a part of their lives and history. So it's a little different.
It is a little different. All right, so do we have people, what are people saying, Usha? Oh, so are we giving away tickets? Bev is here. Bev, are we giving away tickets? We are, yes? Yes, we're giving away tickets. Great. So we're going to ask you a question about Kenny that, you know, only he would probably know.
Okay.
All right. So that will force people to, you know,
Okay.
to use social media and to check it out. So Usha's on the other side. Usha, what are people saying?
People are saying a lot of really nice things. People are really, really excited. And I've actually already seen one person who says they would like to go. So I think probably we might have someone already to give the ticket to. So we have Luca who says they almost look alike. I have to admit they actually do. And it's not only Luca. I've gotten like 3 or 4 comments with guys saying they actually do look alike with Mark Masai. Someone actually said the beard, the bald head, and the accent. So no, for real. And the accent.
So that's our colleague here at Nation.
Because we don't know where Mark got his accent from. Then we also have Diana who says, Kenny Lattimore, welcome home, welcome to Kenya. Then we also have Kadash who says, I've seen Kenny Lattimore on NTV, alafu I see him tomorrow night at Carnival. Wow, he will make this month of love super, super dope. Then we also have Judy who says, glad to see Kenny Lattimore, wow, for you. We also have Mike Adaka who says, hapa tulibiwo. Welcome home, Kenny. You're that long-lost brother of mine.
So you're saying you're Kenyan.
Kenyans and making everyone our brothers and sisters.
Welcome back.
But well, yes, welcome back. You're glad to see you and hear from you. Karibu, Kenya. And then we also have Gamilo who says, yes, Kenny Lattimore is in the building with Amina Kenya. This guy sings to the hearts of women and to the souls of men. Yeah. This is actually true. I mean, most artists have either a female following or a male following, but he actually has both, and I guess this should be the reason why. And finally, we have John who says, oh my, Kenny Lattimore has been one of my best R&B artists with hits like Never Too Busy and my favorite For You, Wish I Had Money to Buy Tickets for the Show. Well, you just hang on to till the end of the show, John. I don't know, we might surprise you. But yes, that is some of the feedback. There is, of course, a lot. We couldn't sample all of them. Back to you, Amina.
I know, so many different hits. So many different hits.
I appreciate that.
Do you have a favorite one? No.
I like, there's a song called Love Me Back that I like to do in the show. It's just a whole different energy. And, you know, Never Too Busy and For You are the beginning hits, so we do those in the show. But I think in my evolution in life and just growing, some of the newer music is some of my favorite now.
Yeah. So let's talk about something really cool. A lot of young cats coming up right now.
Right.
We have LMI, and we have, so you've listened to Trip, right? And you have, and
Trip.
then
You said Trip.
Yes.
No, I don't. No. I'm
So which one do you know? Okay, so the first one that she did, Feeling Booed Up, right?
Yeah.
And then there's Queen Naija.
Yeah.
Who are some of the ones you're listening to?
Well, I do. You know, I hear, like you said, Ellie. I am listening more to artists like this person's album came out a little while ago, but I still think he's super talented. His name is Ro James. I like Daniel Caesar, and I like her. Do you hear her here?
Yes, of course. We hear everything.
You
the
hear
internet
everything. But I don't know what's popular.
Yes.
I'm sorry. That's probably what I mean. It's her.
Oh, is she on here now?
Is she popular? She hasn't been
because you know what's happened is it's very different how people now listen to music. So I just like what I like and I listen to it. I don't need to.
You know, there it is.
You know,
that's true.
Yeah. So if I like this artist, I like this artist. I relate to this artist. I relate to this artist.
Yeah.
Something really cool that you did, or I'm not sure if it is what you did or that's how it was perceived. You took 7 years off to raise your son. Is that what you did?
What happened was when my family went through a transition, my son was about 8 years old. I began to transition also with the amount of work that I was doing. I did a lot more going into his school, grading papers, going on the field trips, all those kind of things. So I put work to the side. I had to still work. I didn't take the time completely off.
Okay.
But it was important. I didn't realize how important that would be, actually, until years later. And I look back and I was like, wow, no, I was there for all of these moments in his life and administrating his life. And I'm still there, you know, to do that.
He's big on soccer. Well, not soccer, but sports.
American football is big in, but he's into sports.
So what kind of soccer dad are you?
I'm the guy that I never played sports because I was a music person.
Yeah.
But I'm the guy that I encouraged him to work. And I go to the games, and I'm like, oh, that's my man, and I just make sure that he can see me on that sideline, cheering,
like, yay.
and I'm in the house. It's important to them to know that.
Yeah.
And taking him to every practice, all the practices.
That's so cool. That's so cool. We need to see more dads doing that. Less moms, more dads. Now, musically, he's also very talented.
Yes.
And he hits, you know, more ranges than you do, higher octaves and lower octaves.
It's incredible.
But you said that he has to get a business degree before he hits the studio.
If he would like to do music, I want him to understand that music is a business. And in addition to that, I want him to have every option that's possible. Some people start out in the music industry and they may not want a 20 or 30-year career like me. They may want to get into the industry because the music is exciting, and once they get in there, they find out that, you know what, it was cool, I had a few hits, and this happens to a lot of people. But I'm passionate about some other things.
Yes.
I don't ever want him to feel limited. So I'm teaching him to be an entrepreneur and how to run his own business and whatever his brand becomes.
A lot of the times people don't want more of the industry because of living under that magnifying glass.
Absolutely.
How is it dating in Hollywood? Like,
oh, wow. I have found ways to be just completely private. I just don't go to the trendy spots.
Yeah.
There's plenty of places to go out and to have great experiences and get to know a person. I think that people make decisions to be in the public eye.
Where the paparazzis will be.
Where the paparazzi is going to be, yeah.
Okay.
There's certain restaurants in LA that, oh, I know I'm going to be, the paparazzi is going to be there. Let me go by with my newest and let them start a story. And people use things like that to boost their brand as well.
For relevance and publicity.
Exactly, relevance and publicity.
Right.
But for me, I'm very private, and everything about me has been that. And if I'm in a relationship, that's when you're going to hear about it. If I've committed to be in a relationship, then it will be a public thing. But if I'm on the fence or what have you, I'm figuring it out. Usually I don't put that out and display it.
Okay. All right. So now you recently released your ninth studio album,
Yes,
Vulnerable,
Vulnerable.
right? And my favorite song on the album is Push. We
Oh,
have
thank you.
a bit of Push, so we're gonna play a snippet of Push. Great. So let's play it.
Thank you.
I'll admit that I was wrong. You deserve better, babe. No doubt that I was meant for you. All the time I spent with you, babe. Now don't mean a thing, no. What is done, we can't get it back. We can fight and fight and fight, but that'll ruin my mind. I pushed you away, worst move I made for you. Gotta get you back. Can't deny this pain. I put everything I gained for you. Gotta get you back. Day to day, my breath has gone away. Lifeline you were.
Oh my gosh, Claudia Jordan,
Claudia Jordan,
reality
beautiful.
TV star.
Reality TV, Price is Right, good
Yes.
friend. And it's so funny, we took pictures at that video shoot and everybody was like, oh, they're beautiful, they're together.
And then,
It's nothing like a video to,
No.
to stir up a story.
Yes. So this song, I mean, a lot of people can relate to it because we've all pushed someone away at some point, whether it was
think so.
deliberate or,
Yeah.
you know, it was on purpose. Maybe you just were busy at the time. Do you have a story for?
Oh,
That
my
time you
push story. I have a push story where I remember when I was starting my career, I was leaving Washington, D.C., where I was from, to move to New York. And I did not think that my girlfriend could handle the transition and all the pressures of the industry. So I pushed her away. And about 15 years later, we talked about it. And when I told her, she was like, wow, but I apologized to her 15 years later.
You said
So I
sorry.
always call that song my grown man apology song.
Does she know? Does she know?
Oh no, absolutely.
Oh, that this is her song?
Absolutely, yeah.
She should start
Absolutely.
claiming royalties and asking for money. Vulnerable, tell us about it.
You know, it's an album that I didn't want to do initially because I don't know, I was feeling like I wasn't sure what I wanted the sound to be. But I brought in this gentleman named Drakkar Wesley. They also call him Madison in the States. He's an artist. And he began to introduce different sounds and music to me that inspired the whole concept of Vulnerable, and it just kind of took off from there, and I really got excited about it in the process. But it took the inspiration of a young artist and producer. He's also duetting with me on a song called Perfection on the album.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling that as an mature artist now, and an OG as they're calling me, or a legend, or whatever people call, that the key to the longevity is surrounding myself with the younger artists. So it
Okay.
keeps it fresh.
It
you know.
does. It does. It keeps, and then they have their ear to the street, so they'll
Absolutely.
tell you, you know, what people are vibing to, what people like right now.
Yeah.
It's
And then they know
okay.
my legacy too, so that, well, he does at least, so that he never gives me a song that he knows that people would be like, Kenny Lattimore saying that? No, that doesn't make, you know, it's
Yeah.
not authentic.
Yes. Okay. So now you're known as, you know, I mean, there are all these things that artists describe themselves as, you know, the inventor of sex, and we have, you know, R. Kelly. So there's R. Kelly and Trey Songz who battle about that, but then, you know, people know that you know, you speak love and you sing love and you are love, right? Great. So we have some very random questions that we got these off our Twitter feed, right? So some of them are very risque. I did not come up with any of these questions. This is called a disclaimer. All right, great. Should you, in a relationship, communicate with your ex?
No.
Can you play, okay, wait. What is the most embarrassing thing that any lady has done to you?
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Women have I can't think of anything specific, but I was talking earlier about being emasculated in front of people. That is the worst. Like if you compare you compare me to another guy or do something and do it in public,
Yeah.
it's like, whoa, that is like crazy weird.
That is really
you know?
bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so here in Kenya we have people called sponsors, and in South Africa they're called blessers. So this is an older man who makes very good money, and he.
Like a sugar daddy.
Yeah, like sugar daddy. Yes, daddy. Yes. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, if you all are in agreement with that, if it's a mutual agreement, then it is what it is. But I think that in any relationship, it's exactly that. You have to identify the give and take of it.
Yeah.
If somebody knows that, oh, I'm the sugar daddy, and she's not really trying to be my wife or marry me, then I think that you kind of know that.
Okay. All right. So given two options as your theme song, drunk texting or stupid in love, which one would you go with?
Whoa, stupid in love.
Stupid in love. Okay. So trying to
drunk
spark
texting is that's so dangerous. Oh my gosh. Okay, but maybe both of them are, because your heart can break, but it can kind of heal. Sometimes the words that you put out there don't come back. Sometimes you can't take them back.
Yeah.
After
They're so embarrassing when you tell someone I love you, and then they say thanks.
Like,
yes. It's like, cheers,
that's a good word.
Cheers. All right, so now trying to spark a lady, right? So here you are, you're in Nairobi, you are at Koinange Street, just a random street I picked. So this lovely lady walks up to you and she's like, Kenny, and then you have to sing a song to her. What song would you sing?
Ooh, For You.
For You? Oh, okay.
The lyrics are the deepest that you can take somebody. It's kind of quick to go that deep.
Yeah.
But I think that speaks to the heart of women.
Okay. Who should initiate lovemaking, a guy or a chick?
Both.
Both. Writing your lyrics, do you prefer a quiet place or a loud place?
Quiet.
Quiet.
Yeah.
All right, great. Kenny Lattimore, everybody. Debs from NRG Radio is here. Come, join us. You need to talk about Debbie. Come. Look at her. She's like, do I need to come on?
NRG.
Come on. We have to talk about the event.
Yeah.
Eish, look at you. She was not, by the way, coming on, and I like how you just randomly looked great.
I know. Yeah. Yesterday, the same thing. She's a fashion diva.
I know. Every day.
Yeah.
Okay, so Debs, tell us, why Kenny?
I think he's done music, and this is a bad time for him. I think the world doesn't really understand. This man is very humble. I mean, we've had artists come in, but this one has taught us an amazing thing, and we really believe that tomorrow is going to be an absolutely amazing evening. So if you don't have your ticket, you need to go to mook.com and kenyabars.com, grab that ticket. We're actually right now 70% sold. VIP is actually 70% sold. We're just hoping that you can grab your ticket as soon as possible, because tomorrow is going to be an absolutely amazing experience.
So it's a live band and everyone is sitting.
Yes,
That's
imagine.
wonderful.
Absolutely, yes. We want to serenade everyone in that love atmosphere. It hasn't been done here in a long time. And having partners like Mo Sound and yourselves as well, giving us this platform to actually just talk about it, just ensures us that tomorrow is definitely going to be a night to remember.
Beautiful.
Right?
Intimate.
No?
It's going to be intimate.
Tell them how it's going to be, Kenny.
It's going to be intimate. It's going to be sexy. It's going to be romantic. Guys, bring your girls. Bring your ladies. We talk about some of the stuff that we're talking about here, the love and the relationship and the romance, the difference between how men and women are made so that we can come together. I don't just sing about the differences and try to encourage just from the music. I try to make the whole experience something that's relatable, that's fun, and at the same time I get to tell you some things about me and how I grew up, and I have my music experience conversation as well.
Yes, welcome again to Nairobi, to the motherland. You can come here as many times as you can. And Debs was just talking about some artists. There's a lady from Mo Sound called Joy who needs to write a book about the diva moments that artists have shown her. Where is Joy? Hey, there have just been too many. There have just been way too many. But thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
We're going to have more on the trend right after the break. Thank you so much, Debs. All right. Thank you, guys.